Hi, everyone. So, this final lecture is about the profession of dramatic writing. And what I want to do is give you just a little bit of advice and resources in case you decide to continue with dramatic writing and step into the world of professional screenwriting or professional playwriting. The very first thing that I would suggest you do is to find community. This is what has been the single most helpful thing for me as a writer. You've already taken a step toward this by connecting with this class. We have formed a small community. Maybe you've taken other classes at Berkeley, or maybe you're part of other communities already that are centered around playwriting or screenwriting. And that's wonderful. And if not, there are a number of local resources, as well as national resources that I would recommend looking into. So I have some listed here. This is first for playwriting. I have the most personal experience with playwriting. I have been part of all five of these that I list here. I also have some further resources listed on in one of the handouts on our handouts page for this week's module. So I won't go through every one of these, but for example, if you were interested in getting involved with Play Cafe, they are centered here in Berkeley. So here we are at the Play Cafe website. The thing that Play Cafe offers that is so useful, well, they offer a number of things, and you can look into all of it here. But they offer workshops. And if I find it here we go, scene nights. So it looks like, and I know that they used to do it in person in Berkeley. During COVID, they switched to virtual scene nights over Zoom. They may now be back to doing it in person, but you can always email and check in with them. It costs $15 for non-members, but it is free for high school and college students. So you can bring 10 pages of play script and have it read out loud by professional actors and then get feedback from the other playwrights in the room. And this is extremely, extremely useful. So kind of like what we're doing in our workshops, but you will have professional actors and you'll have some experienced playwrights. The Playwright Center of San Francisco offers similar kinds of scene nights. Playground SF offers a number of things that you might look into. They are located both in Berkeley, and they also do some shows at Potrero Stage in San Francisco. If you are on Facebook, there are a number of Facebook groups that you can join. The Official Playwrights of Facebook is one. And once you get a little bit established, once you have had some readings and productions, you might consider joining the Dramatists Guild, which is kind of the legal, offers legal advice and support for playwrights. So those are a few of the resources out there that are for playwrights. For screenwriting, I am less familiar with these organizations. I can't speak about them from personal experience. However, I do have friends and colleagues who have participated in some of these organizations, and I think that these are all worth checking out. Just for an example, we have an organization called Brave Maker, and this is centered in Redwood City. This one focuses on the development of works for film that center on justice, diversity, and inclusion. So if some of those themes are prominent in your screenwriting, you might consider checking this organization out. They have an annual film festival, which I believe just happened recently. They have some other types of events. They also offer both acting and screenwriting classes. Whichever organization you get involved with, maybe you get involved with more than one, that's great, but it's so important to have that social support. Writing can be a lonely endeavor. Any genre of writing can be a lonely endeavor. But for dramatic writing in particular, there's an inherently collaborative component of it. You have to work with directors, you have to work with actors. And so that makes it even more important that you find these communities and these organizations where you not only get social support, but you get the chance to network. You get the chance to meet actors and directors and producers. So again, this is the number one thing that I would recommend if you are serious about becoming a professional dramatic writer. The other thing that you need to do, in addition to, of course, reading a lot and writing a lot and developing your craft, is once you get to a point where you think your script is strong and is ready to go out there into the world and potentially get produced, you need to find opportunities to submit that script. You have to get your work out there. And it can be a little bit intimidating because what you will often get is rejection. And it's an unfortunate fact that as a writer, rejection is just the name of the game. It's just what happens. And you have to get used to it and you have to not take it personally. If you submit to 50 opportunities and you get one or two, that's great. And it's kind of an interesting and unique in some ways field of work in that way. That the success, having a success rate of maybe 10%, 5 or 10% in terms of opportunities that you submit to and ones that you get is considered really, really good. So just have that mindset. You have to get your work out there and in order to get those opportunities. And that means that you will get rejections. But along with those rejections will come some acceptances and some successes. I have a playwright friend who submits to literally hundreds of opportunities each year. And she decided one year she was going to challenge herself to get 100 rejections. So, and I think that's such an interesting and a good idea. So if you challenge yourself to get a certain number of rejections every year, then, worst case, you won't reach that number and you'll get acceptances. So if you think about it that way, I think it's a really good mindset. So how are you going to find these opportunities to send your work out? Here are some opportunities for playwrights. And again, I have these in the handout as well. One that, and I use a number of these, but one that I like quite a bit is this one, NYC Playwrights. I like it because it's free and it's pretty extensive. I'll show you what this looks like. So this is NYC Playwrights, and it is a really extensive database, constantly updated, of play submission opportunities. There are some limitations here. So you'll notice it's called NYC Playwrights. These opportunities that it lists are opportunities that are open to New York-based playwrights. That doesn't mean only New York-based playwrights. But for example, an opportunity that is specific to California playwrights would not be listed here. But there's a lot here and you can break it down. So for example, maybe you are looking for where can I submit 10-minute plays? I can click here, right? And there we go. You can click on website here if I wanted, for example, to learn more about this opportunity. These first 4 that I've listed here are specific to playwriting. How about for screenwriting? I would recommend taking a look at Film Freeway. So this is really cool. This is a big database of different screenwriting contests and festivals. And if you create an account, if you sign up, you are able to upload your own scripts and then easily submit them to different projects. There's plenty here to look through, and you can narrow down your search again by region, by looking type, right? Television writing, feature film, and there's even some opportunities here as well for stage plays. So I would highly recommend taking a look at this. Again, once you get to that point of feeling that I have a really solid script here, I would not send a first draft to any of these competitions. I would make sure that I have revised a draft as many times as I can to where it feels, this is polished enough to be ready. Another very, very important component of becoming a professional dramatic writer is networking. Some people don't like this word. I don't really like this word because I tend to be an introvert, as many writers are. And going out and having to meet people and talk to people about myself and my work is a little bit of a nightmare. But there's kind of no avoiding it, and you have to do it. So, what are some ways you can network other than joining some of the organizations that we talked about? Go to plays, see them, see film screenings. Go and meet the people involved. Volunteer. Many play festivals, film festivals are looking for volunteers or for interns. There are many opportunities there. Attend conferences and events. Create an online presence. A wonderful quote here from a very successful playwright, Donna Hoke. Social media is one huge cocktail party. If you are active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, any of those platforms, you can help to establish yourself as as somebody who is a screenwriter or a playwright, and you can make some connections there. I've made some really interesting and powerful connections online. Dramatic writing, to be very open and honest, is not the easiest profession for a number of reasons. It never has been, and there are certain things that have happened in recent years that have made it even more difficult. Um, COVID, for example, has been very, very destructive to the theater community, and particularly to small independent theaters. There are unfortunately a number of small theaters that have recently, in the last couple of years, gone out of business because people have fallen out of the habit of attending theater, largely due to COVID. And some of those theaters are coming back, but it's been a bit of a struggle. And that's happened both here in the Bay Area and across the country. For screenwriters, I think COVID has maybe had a little bit less of an impact because people can still watch movies, but there are other challenges now, of course, facing screenwriters. I will say that you know apart from a few lucky people who have their films turn into blockbusters, or their plays end up on Broadway. It's difficult to earn a living as a screenwriter or a playwright. Most of the playwrights that I know have other jobs, and playwriting is something that we do in addition to a job that provides more stable income. So if you are looking for a job that is going to provide you with a stable, steady source of income, unfortunately, dramatic writing might not be your primary choice. And I say that not to scare you away from it, but simply so that you are prepared. Of course, we all want our films to end up big blockbuster successes. We all want our plays to go to Broadway. The fact is that for most writers, that ends up not happening. That's not to say that you can't find success and that you can't find a way to make money from screenwriting and playwriting. But it's there are challenges to it. And another challenge that we have been facing in recent years is the rise of AI. And there are already people trying to use AI to write novels, to write scripts. So, to what extent should we be worried as writers that AI is going to replace us? All of these things make dramatic writing, I will say, a challenging profession. Why do I say this? Again, not trying to scare you away from it. Despite all those challenges, why do we do it? Well, if you are in your heart a writer, then you know why you do it. You do it because you have to. You do it because it's your passion. You do it because it fulfills you. And I will say personally, some of my very best experiences have been with the people that I've met through theater and through the theater community. There's nothing like hearing your words coming from an actor's mouth on stage. There's nothing like seeing your story brought to life on stage or on the screen, and seeing an emotional reaction in the audience, seeing people laugh at your play or your film, seeing people cry because they are so touched by your words, seeing that the message that you were trying to put out landed, right? Seeing that you've made a personal connection through your words. There's nothing like it. And to me, that makes all of the rejections and the struggles worth it. There's really nothing else that I could imagine fulfilling me as much as writing does. So I say all that just to prepare you if you do plan to step out into the world of professional dramatic writing. I hope some of these resources that I've provided in this lecture, as well as in the handout, prove useful to you. And you can always reach out to me for additional guidance as you start off on this journey.